I like to say, like Dead Space, a game that uses sound cues to help, give the player an idea of what the heck is going on. This is really hard with the sound down.
Yeah, no, you're doing a good job. Like, I don't think I could last this long. Plus,
I would like to say this is atypical. I mean, usually you're doing fetch quests or turn this on, hit this button quests, or so on and so forth. But pretty much you go around killing zombies and looting.
Half the time, I don't even do quests. I just run around the island because it's so much fun. And the island you always come... Or, sorry, the resort, I should say. And the resort you always come back to because it's a great place to stock up. Oh, yeah, and there's a couple of... I guess we should talk about something other... There's a wonderful zombie that's basically just a boomer. There's these fast-moving guys. There's slow-moving zombies. The fast-moving ones are the worst. They have a super quick recovery time. And they take you down like that so fast. There's guys that basically explode. Now, here's the problem, I think, personally with this. These guys that explode take you out in one hit. And they... There's not really... Well, I don't know how I can put this. There's not really a whole lot of ammunition for ranged weapons in the game. Now, I picked one of the characters. She was a bodyguard, formerly a police officer. It's weird. The book says one thing about her story, and the game says another. But this actually happens with a lot of the characters.
I think there was a huge disconnect.
Translate, I don't know.
No, so I think there was just a huge disconnect between different parts of developer or company that made this and the publisher, which probably really didn't help development.
Yeah,
obviously
probably.
Communication wasn't so hot.
Yeah,
just
maybe.
Looking at the bios in the manual and then the bios in the actual game,
they do differ quite vastly. I wouldn't say vast. Yeah, okay,
no,
vastly.
it's fast.
Yeah, you're right.
Here, well, actually, I'd have to reload and show like their in-game bio versus.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. So,
well, okay.
No, to be honest, I'm probably never gonna pick this up again.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. And that's so sad. To be honest, I'm probably not going to touch it for a long time either. I may go back to it like a couple years from now.
Lobby.
No, it doesn't. I don't know why. Try again. Now it's done saving. Options. Oh, press Y to quit. Back out and press Y.
I'm gonna go. Oh, actually, do you mind getting the box?
Yeah, I'll get the book. It's very unprofessional of us just leaving the microphone. Notice that's happening a lot.
Why is it unprofessional?
I have no idea.
Why are we worrying about this professionality?
I know. Why start now? It's not like we have been before. I was going to say something and I totally... Oh, yes. So, yeah, there is a gulf, for sure. But yeah, I picked this... I'll just highlight her for us here and just grab the controls.
Yeah, we use her as... She's a good example
Perna.
of this problem.
So Perna I took because... We'll get to that in just 1 second. Perna I took because when she built a rage meter, she basically uses her own personal sidearm that has unlimited ammunition. So I figured, well, as long as I can just keep hitting stuff with melee and, like, basically build my rage bar and hold on to it till I need it, I'll always have a gun, which was a good idea, personally, I think, in my opinion. I actually really like using that character. There are guys, if you don't have her, these dudes that explode, you have to get in real fast, hit them, do enough damage that they start to do their, body shakes and they're about to blow up, but doesn't actually explode, giving you some time to get away attack, which I've got to think of a better name for. And then they blow up. If you're just a little bit far away, you're totally dead. If you get a certain distance, maybe a little bit farther, you'll take some damage. If you can really run, you're okay. Trouble is, your character doesn't backpedal and doesn't turn very fast. So once you're in close, you're fucked. Okay? These guys aren't that bad if there's no other zombies around. But when you get hit, you get slowed down. Or God forbid, you guys have already seen this happen. You guys saw Robyn get knocked on her ass. God forbid that happens to you when one of these exploding guys is around. Because it basically means you're dead. You could have full health.
But the exploding guys are so easy to kill. It's not really a big problem.
For me it was, because they were all in the city, they're always around other dudes.
Oh.
They're always around other dudes.
Yeah, I gave up on the city, so...
That's the problem.
I was like, what?
Here it's okay, because they always appear inside those wooden hut bars.
Rather than it being walkers, it's infected everywhere.
Yeah.
Wait.
Anyway, I'm sorry,
Okay.
that's another grape, so go ahead.
Perna. So Perna in the book, Perna is a former officer, we're reading from the manual, of the Sydney Police Department. After losing her career when she killed a child molester who wouldn't be touched legally because of his wealth and connections, Perna then turned to working as a bodyguard for VIPs in dangerous places all over the world. She's hired not just for her skills, but her looks, as wealthy men didn't mind showing up with Perna on their arm.
Yeah. Also, it should be noted that over here, her complexion is very, very dark. In the manual, she is actually more mulatto.
Since I'm expected to put my bloody life on the line for them.
We'll let her narrate.
That's what
we'll
they
take a
pay
break.
me for. This pricey hotel here. to be a bodyguard for the rich and famous fuckwits who come to Benoi to blow their money.
So not all
I
over the
used to be
world,
a cop,
just
a
here.
bloody good one. A vice detective in Sydney. You know how many female half-Aborigine detectives there were before me? None. You think it was easy? Suffering the abuse of my so-called colleagues. Half of them hated me because I was a girl, and the other half didn't like the fact that my mum was a Koori. So I came up the hard way. I busted my ass. It took me 12 years to make detective, and that still wasn't enough. It's an old boys' club, you know? The whole justice system is a fucking joke. Teenage drug addicts get put away forever, and old white wankers who steal fucking millions get away scot-free. One rich bugger I investigated was clearly molesting his 14-year-old daughter.
Okay.
But he had too much pull with the politicians, so I couldn't touch him. After the girl killed herself, I confronted him, but he just laughed at me. He pulled out a pistol and told me he could blow my bleeding head off and no one would care. Because I was nothing. A nobody. An abo bitch. So I fucking took his gun away and shot the bastard. It was self-defense, but I still got sacked. 12 bloody years down the drain. Worst part is, I didn't even kill the son of a bitch.
Booyah.
I just yelled at him.
So,
One day,
again from the
I'm
manual,
gonna have
after
to go
losing
back and
Hokuyo
finish
when
the
she
job.
killed a child molester who couldn't be touched legally, blah, 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 blah.
So there
it
you
gets
go.
worse. It gets a lot worse for the character I picked.
Oh, I didn't even read hers. Oh yeah, no, I remember this. Yeah.
I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Zonmina? It's the
Zonmai?
Xian. I
So the
apologize.
woman you're looking at, Robyn will then read an excerpt, actually really the full thing, I guess, from the manual on her backstory.
So Zhang Mai is an employee at the Royal Palm Resort. Born and raised in China, she chose an occupation that allowed her to leave her country of birth in order to experience different people and cultures. Benoi is her first placement outside of her homeland. She's a fast learner, intelligent, and also, as a passionate sportswoman, quick on her feet. Having just arrived at the island, Zhang Mai was responsible for a myriad of menial tasks at the hotel before starting work as a receptionist. This opportunity to meet and greet all the different nationalities that visited the hotel was ideal for her. It says her name again, as it provided a perfect source of inspiration for her dreams of traveling the globe.
Yeah, we apologize in the butchering of names. Sometimes our pronunciation sucks.
Okay, here we go.
My father was a very great man, a chief inspector for the Hong Kong police. Even though he died when I was 10, I remember him very well. He was killed by an enforcer for the Wo-Shing-Wo triad, and I told myself then that I would follow in his footsteps and honor his memory. He taught me martial arts, and I continued to practice after he was gone. After finishing at the top of my university class, I joined the Hong Kong police and was chosen as part of the first all-female anti-organized crime squad.
Now all of a sudden it sounds a lot different.
She's a cop?
I did
Whoa,
my
what the
best.
fuck?
But the men in charge never intended to put us on the front lines. They didn't train us the way they promised they would. They didn't believe any of us women were up to the task. We were only for show. Instead, my superior...
Then why did they even start the
here,
fucking group?
to this resort. To
It
this
was for show.
front desk, to be an
She said.
informer.
Oh, I see.
To spy
I
on
couldn't tell
wealthy
because it wasn't in the
Westerners.
manual.
My father would not be proud of me. This work dishonors his memory. But I will do as they ask. For I am a patriot. But I know I am capable of much, much more. I just need the opportunity to prove myself.
So in the actual game, she's a spy for the Chinese.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on various things and people and culture and such.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
We haven't even looked at Sam B and the other guy, the football player. I don't even want to, because frankly at this point I don't care if their stories match up.
But this is what... There was such blaring...
Continuity
evidence. Well, just evidence that something was very wrong in development.
Yep.
Square Enix wouldn't put their name on the box even though they paid to have it published. And it's on their website, which is weird. Like, okay, then why don't you want your publisher name on the box?
Could have been something innocuous, like maybe they came into the deal too late, they acquired it later, who knows what, but regardless, yeah, it's
Or they
bad.
only did localization in certain places.
Maybe. The guy at Deep Silver did tell me his words. You see, I don't want to. I'm not quoting him. Let's just get that clear. I am not quoting him. It's like the conversation was a while ago, but it was something to the effect of, we really didn't have anything to do with Dead Island.
Then why is your name on the box?
I didn't want to press it, because he was a nice guy, and to be honest, I was catching him just as office hours were closing, but yeah. I'm not a reporter. I can't just, like, drill people.
At the very least, there was communication problems.
Yep,
where
for sure.
different people got different versions of the script, so to speak. Or they all had their own different ideas, and nobody could agree, and they just kind of did their own thing, so...
Yep. And I guess the thing that really bugs me is, like, compare this to something like Deadly Premonition, which we have done. I don't think we put it up yet. Deadly Premonition?
No.
No. So that's coming up. That's going to be a Giganta Special, because Deadly Premonition holds a special place in my heart as being complete and total fucking shit. But that was pretty much shit from the get-go. I think that this one saddens me more because there was so much potential with this.
Deep Silver's name is all over this thing, and there isn't a lick. And look, their number. So
that number is actually now this doesn't look like German to me, but I don't know if it's
no, that's French. This is the French part of the manual because we're in Canada.
Oh, okay. No, there's a reason I say that. That was the first number that I tried to call, and instead of it's because it was their tech support number. Because I was like, I'm having a lot of these glitches. Maybe I'm not doing something right, or maybe like they're aware of it. I was just basically trying to find this whole calling Deep Silver thing like I'm an actual journalist, which I'm not. All started because I was trying to get to their tech support line. That was the only thing, is I was trying to find out why I was getting so many glitches. Like, I had checked the disk and whatnot. I mean, I knew in my heart of hearts it was a programming thing. My heart of hearts. This is personal now. This is passionate. I knew it was a programming thing. But maybe I just didn't want to believe it, or maybe I was just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? I've worked have worked, I should say, in tech support before, so I know that most of the time the problem is the customer. I'm just going to fucking flat out say that. Alright? So, I decided I'm gonna assume the fault is mine. I tried to call tech support. Middle of the day, during their office hours, I kept getting basically an answering machine in a language I wasn't sure of. It wasn't French. To me, it sounded like Spanish. I admit my ear for languages is not strong, so that is...
Well, they're based in Austria, according to the manual.
Yeah, and the fellow from Deep Silver asked me, because I asked him about it, I was like, why is there a tech support line that no one is answering during business hours? All I'm getting is a weird message I can't understand. Not that that's your fault, but I can't understand it, and it sounds like it's in Spanish. And he asked me if it was German. And I was like, it could have been. It doesn't sound like it. I mean, I have a couple of friends who are German. Their parents are actually from Germany, come to Canada. So I've heard the language spoken directly to my face. This did not sound like it. Again, I don't have a great ear for languages, so it could have been me, but regardless, it's not important. That's the only reason that I ended up, like, spending an hour of my life tracking down fucking Deep Silver in the first place. It was just because I couldn't get through the tech support line for this. It's not even that they were overflooded. As soon as it's not even like I was on hold for anybody. As soon as I got this weird message, it just hung up and disconnected me. So, probably shouldn't have taken me really an hour, and I guess it probably didn't take a full hour. I'm exaggerating a little, but the reality is I've never looked up a company before that creates video games and tried to call them. That's just not something I've done.
Yeah, I think they were confused from sounds of it as well.
Yeah, they were, and rightfully so. No one should be calling them.
But if they didn't have tech support set up, then...
I'm sure they did. I'd like to say, oh, you know what? I was going to try and give them...
It just come out.
Yeah, okay. It was pretty bad. No, you know what? This was a little while afterwards.
Not long enough for the tech support to have been down.
No, agreed. You're right. I'm not... I should stop trying to, like, make him excuses. But see? That's what this game does. I want to enjoy it. Like, I want to put the effort into enjoying this game. I really do. But the developers make it so hard for me to do that. Or probably whoever made it so difficult. The game makes it difficult for me to enjoy it. It's like it's trying to kick me in the balls. It's an abusive husband or wife or what have you. There you go. It's an abusive spouse. And really, guys, I don't think adding stamina reduction to the kick was the best way to go. The kick was the only thing keeping us alive in this fucking city. It's the only thing that knocks the zombies back and interrupts their attacks. Because you can kick them and interrupt their attack. You can hit them with a baseball bat or hit them with a cleaver and it does shit. Unless you have electricity hooked up to it.
And most of the time you don't want to waste a durability. Like, I'm just blowing through durability, but I don't care because I'm never going to play it again.
Yeah, normally you need your durability. You need your weapons. You run into something big, you are fucked. If you don't have weapons, you are absolutely screwed.
You know what's sad? One time I tried to play it, kicking and using a weapon like I am now, because A, that was a ton more fun, and it was so lethargic to just finally beat down on the zombies. And I was trying to do a quest, and I ran out of weapons.
Yep.
And stuff didn't drop enough. Well, what did drop was cruddy as crap. And I was kind of like, well, that was a bad idea, even though I was actually having fun again.
And the worst part is, even if you decide to use the weapons and say fuck it and have fun, if you try to repair them, the cost is exorbitant. Like, you can't afford to play this game with in-game money. It becomes too expensive to actually play it, because whenever you repair weapons, it takes cash.
And
right?
the more damage, the more expensive. So
yeah,
weapon,
and the more powerful it is, the more
there's
expensive.
There's a high chance it's going to cost like $1,000, $2,000 to repair at this point.
And you don't find enough money. You can sell stuff and whatnot, but the reality is you do not find enough money to make it worth your while. So...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Where's the healing around here?
So I got to the point where for this game, I would just be stacking up on medkits. You can only hold 10, I think, or something like 10. You can only hold a limited amount, but I would stack up as much as I could. Didn't help as much. I'd still get fucked. The easiest time I had was fighting other survivors. Survivors who had guns, because I just had to kill one, then take their gun. And I was okay.
Whoops!
Still, there's one iconic scene, I think, personally for me, at the very start of the game, where you're in this shack with a bunch of survivors, and they're crying out because their de facto leader, Samoy, something like that, is out fighting the zombies, and you decide to go out there and help them. You have a paddle. You have a fucking paddle. And these are the exploding dudes I was talking about. See, if you don't get away fast enough, you're fucked. But your backup speed is really slow. The two of the people in the shack open the doors for you, and you run out in the sunlight, and there's Cinemoy just batting away zombies with something. Like, it was actually really, really well done. And you could see the care and diligence being taken. Anyway, at this point, I think we're just belaboring the point. Did you have anything else? Because the simple fact is, not just from a smart-ass gamer point of view, but from a player point of view, we're not picking this up again, so...
No. That's why I'm wasting my crap. Oh, hey, it's one of the running dudes.
Oh, perfect. Here's a heavy hitter.
Yeah, stop adding durability to games. Just stop it.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to listen to a consumer, he's not so bad because there's just one of him and there's no zombies around.
No, it's not zombies. They don't notice me.
Yeah, as soon as they do...
Yeah, look, see my weapons are just broke. I might as well just... Ow.
Oh, and shit.
So, he is knockdown.
Get up slowly.
This is how annoying the knockdown is.
I think you can dodge out of the way, too. Press left and dodge or something like that. Oh, here they come.
Why am I only doing one turn?
Because your knife sucks.
Oh, look, see? This is my good knife, so I know.
Oh.
Oops. So I'm distracted trying to...
No, I hear you.
Like, these games, MMOs, I don't care what. It's most common in MMOs. Stop it.
Listen to your consumers.
Look, I've been playing FF14.
Now you're about to get beat.
Oh my god! Why did it load me in front of a criping...
I don't know. It does that shit.
I wasn't paying attention!
It didn't load from a save. It just loaded... Well, I guess it did, but it didn't request like last time. It just... Save for the moment, till something else spawns and fucks you up.
And there's this whole argument in the community about getting rid of repairs or keeping them. A lot of people want them for some really... I don't know.
You know what? I used to be in that camp, because it seemed like it added gameplay, but it really doesn't. I've learned that. I don't know. It just seemed like it made things interesting, but it just becomes management.
Yeah, it's all micromanagement. Who
It gets old.
loads a video game to micromanage their equipment?
Apparently I did once. Or at least I didn't mind it. But
well, that's the problem. A lot of people are saying to keep this kind of crap in games because they don't mind it. So why bother taking it out?
Yeah, I disagree with that.
It's not bad, and it's kind of like, well, it's tedious and annoying for one. And you know why it was an FF14? I know I'm gonna go into a completely different game because they wanted to give
Square
the
Enix again.
crafters something to do. And in the beginning, yeah, they were the only ones who could apparently craft equipment, but they've changed it. NPCs can now do it for very low rates.